few years, we were able to really produce great stuff, and I think we're a lot older and fatter from 2018.
So, Albert, what does older and fatter do for the energy of the music coming out of you guys? Let's take a look at, as you know, a single like Silver. How has the oldness and fatness helped in making sure that this is a number one?
I feel like our albums sort of follow a natural progression in terms of like almost a lore or a background story.
Yeah.
If I had to describe, I'm sort of answering past your question a little bit, but if I had to describe this sound, it's us coming out on the other side stronger. I think that we have learned, like when we lived in the hard lockdown, we were all in a house together and just producing music at the computer, so we learned a lot about our own sound.
It's cool.
We've learned how to incorporate lots of strange different things because we had to make do with what we had in the house, because you can't go, to proper studios or go rent equipment and things. I think, I don't want to speak on behalf of Donnie, but I also think that his lyrics he was always a very mature writer, but it's also just gotten to a new level of like understanding people and having a view on the world that's very interesting.
So much depth there.
He's the deep guy in the band.
Did you hear that? The way you spoke like this is a documentary, And I'm like, are you on the couch of the documentary? Just answer it. That was great.
He watches Our World a lot.
This is what it's done to us. We've been streaming so many documentaries. But okay, so let me ask you, Moscow, what about this single, Silver,
Yes.
I was about to play a snippet, but I thought, let me just have some anticipation. You guys can play it live later. But what's the song about? What can we expect from the live performance later?
Well, the song is about an awesome band. We love to play music.
That's an awesome band.
Yeah.
Love to play music.
Yeah.
That is the best thing ever. So there's no like depth thing about silver. Like it could have been gold.
Well, they can be.
Silver.
Albert?
Oh, can.
I mean,
It's almost platinum now.
when Donnie has spoken about it in interviews before, he mentioned when you think of silver as understood in relation to the concept of gold being this thing that's over the horizon that you're always searching for, that you're going to find one day, and silver is what you already have in your hand. And your silver is just as good,
Wow.
if not better, because you already have it.
Albert, are you the deep one on the band? Like, I mean, everybody's got like you get a Moscow answer, then you get an Albert answer. I'm just feeling like this depth and then this light. It's a great balance. It really is.
I don't know if I'm
Let's test it for a second. Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Moscow, Donnie, what do you think of Donnie, the lead of the group?
Good man.
Good man. Albert, what do you think?
I also think that he's a good man.
I know there's more to it.
I mean,
When's his birthday? Emotions.
we don't do personal information. Like Donnie and Morska and I have known each other since we were 8.
Oh, cool, man.
So I have seen both of them
Dark
grow up,
stuff.
even though I was also growing up. And complex individuals, everyone in the band.
Very.
But yeah, I've got nothing but love for both. And even you.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's what Expresso is about. It's about connecting bands and making sure that you guys are tighter than ever. And I know Spookvolf today is going to be an absolutely incredible performer, probably the best
you.
we've ever had.
Well, thank you.
And we've had some top internationals, but I have a good feeling about you guys. So Moscow
no pressure.
and Chris and Albert and Donnie and Hiram, who's standing in the wings with their cigarettes. Spookvolf is on standby later with 3 rocket performances headed our way, so keep it locked to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll be back in the next couple of minutes.
You can make my day.
You guys are great. Sound check. What happened?
Check the sound out. Okay. Mother, father.
Okay, don't worry about the mics, guys. It's just sit down.
Is it?
Okay, raise your hand.
By the way, guys, that was fantastic.
Another one.
Jy kan 'n beter headphones sien.
out the headphones. Let's start some more.
Wat is de song?
Press pepper.
Wat is de song? Let's go. Wissel.
Press on.
Partner along your parenting journey are also partnering with Cotlands to help raise 1 million rand towards early childhood development. For every Purity toiletry product purchased this August and September, Purity will donate 1 rand to Cotlands. Together with Purity, you too can help SA's little ones start their big journey and reach their full potential. Another Purity promise fulfilled.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls, and we're doing another Ingram's Skin session, and they have been absolutely loved by everybody, and it's been the center around encouraging people to embrace and celebrate the skin that they are in, delving into topics that people are not always openly discussing, from redefining our body and modern masculinity to igniting exclusivity, representation matters, and acts of liberation. Now, during this campaign, the first Ingram's Brave survey was conducted with over 1,100 participants, with the aim of gaining insights into how comfortable South Africans between the ages of 18 to 54 and up are in their skin. Now, it also touched on confidence, bravery, and the need for self-care. And the results are in and reflect that on average, 1 in 3 people are uncomfortable in their skin. And this stat is higher for the younger respondents too. So, joining us this morning to discuss more on the survey and how the beauty of your skin lies in the acceptance of it, we welcome back body positivity activist, Yummy Hearts, Curves Director, Oyama Boateng, psychologist, Dr. Expresso, Matenki, to the building. Oh, ladies, it's so good having you in the studio. Doctor, are you online with us as well?
Yes, I am very well. I'm here.
Thank you so much for joining us on such a pertinent conversation. Yama, maybe I can ask you the first question. Seeing what you do is inspiring to me. Looking at your posts online, I love what you're doing. The energy is there. But more importantly, it's raw, it's authentic, and it's real. And for me, that goes so far against the mold of what you're constantly seeing online. We're seeing so many edited pictures. We're seeing so much photoshopping and retouching done. It's almost putting this added pressure on society to kind of just be perfect. And I mean, the pressure is on right now when it comes to our appearance. You, however, are doing something different. You're using your social media channels and your platform for something different. But how exactly are you expressing yourself and doing something so good right now in this space?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me back. And the compliments, I appreciate it.
It's deserved, of course.
Thank you. I think for me, what's been the most important thing that I've done online is, I always say in my interviews, I go in online to be myself. The biggest thing has been curating content, firstly for myself and not for anyone else, because in that way I get to show my true authentic self, but it's also what I consume. So I always tell my audience that you have the power to decide how your experience is online, you know, and follow people that are not adding positive experiences to you, the way you feel about yourself. I mean, really, the added bonus is the fact that people get to say, you know, today I wore a skirt because of the post that you posted, you know, something so empowering that you're just living your life and getting such positive message has been a journey, and a wonderful one at that.
Maybe I can ask you this question. Look, and the survey for me is showing some incredible stats and some very, very shocking ones too. And the survey cited rude and insensitive people, as well as the comparison to and the judgment of others as the biggest reasons that impact our self-confidence and mental health. And in particular, 39% of the age group of 18 to 24-year-olds are surprisingly nearly half of over 45-year-olds too. Now, Dr. Expresso, how can we not allow this to affect our self-esteem?
When you look online, in terms of what Oyam has been speaking about on social media platforms, you see a lot of body shaming that people are putting out there. But campaigns like this one that Ingram is running is about making people aware that you are on a journey of personal discovery, personal mastery towards working towards the best version of yourself. And you need to be able to cultivate what that looks like for you, but also be mindful of how you can sabotage yourself. Because when you internalize the negative messages that other people are saying to you, whether it's on social media or it's the way you were brought up by specific people in your life, then they become part of what erodes your ability to become the best version of you. Notice your internal self-talk, be aware, and then look at what are the things that you're saying yourself and where you need to start changing or stopping those types of thoughts and interrupting them.
Oh, I'm loving this conversation. It almost seems like you get the opportunity to sit in the driver's seat and you can decide, you can redefine your mindset, you can redefine how you perceive yourself. Now, Yama, interestingly again, and the stats for me are crazy, if I look at versus males and females, it says here 26% of women versus only 2% of men indicated cellulite as a body conscious concern for them, stretch marks or anything along those lines. We all are affected, and I think it's so important once again then to look at this from an internal and external perspective. For you though, what's important and how are you showcasing this positivity in a sense? I mean, we're looking at self-care as something so important these days. It's like a ritual to coming out to the world.
Yeah.
Why is it important to you and how are you making sure that you're applying enough time to that self-care?
That's a really good question. Well, firstly, I have to agree that self-esteem or lack thereof is definitely very gender neutral. And a lot of emphasis has just been placed on females most of the times, but everyone has a feeling of not feeling like they're enough or not feeling like they're worthy. So I think that message is good that it's being pushed out there, because for males, it's really a bigger issue because it's always been painted as they're not supposed to be out with their insecurities, you know? So it's good that even going online and seeing that there's males who, like yourself, actually, your account is just as positive and improving that it's not just women that go through issues or have certain experiences about their bodies, right? And with that comes self-care. When you think about, for example, body positivity, it's firstly about seeing yourself in a positive light, and also society seeing yourself and your body in a positive light. But I always say that starts with you.
Yeah.
If you dress well, you smell good, you take care of yourself, whether it means you affirm yourself, we see it in your smile, we see it in the way you dress, we see it in your glowing skin because you use Ingrams. You know, once I experience you in that light, it's so easy for me to automatically see you in a positive light. People always want to tell you, well, go bath and live your best life. But really, there's also the internal one where you need to be okay with being alone and be able to affirm yourself so that when you go out to the world, people can see that radiant from the inside, you know? But other than that, I do believe some Sundays do require, I do love the tissue oil that they have, this gel that I lather in my body and then just soak in a bath, you know?
It's crazy because for me, it's almost like a ritual now when I'm applying my Ingrams. I'm going through the day and seeking those positive affirmations.
Yes.
And there's so much negativity around the world that we can subscribe to, but like the doctor says as well, you can affirm it within yourself and you can take that time to really put your suit of armor on and go smash the world. Doc, let me ask you this one. While many respondents on the survey felt, though, that they had enough time for self-care, the percentage of those who said they didn't have time was 42%. Now, this is quite a high number, but what advice do you have for viewers about the importance of making time for self-care? And also maybe you could share a few tips on how to include it, even in maybe just the small ways.
Oyam has been speaking now about how you get ready during the day. The point is that all of us have to brush our teeth, comb our hair, put on lotion like we're using Ingram, and then be able to put on our clothes, decide on the outfit that we want to wear. If you recognize that time as part of your self-care routine, you could also recognize that that's just the physical aspect of you being able to put on your body armor, like you say. When you look at your day, break it down into times as you become awake in bed, allowing yourself the time to connect spiritually, to just connect with yourself, where you do deep personal attunement and you check, how am I doing? How am I physically? How am I mentally? Instead of just getting out of bed, jumping out of bed and rushing to get the kids out to school or to get to the next meeting, take the time to just do introspection, check how you are or connect with your higher God or your higher power. That kind of spiritual connection, that kind of mindfulness actually sets the tone for the day and allows you to center yourself and then even formulate the type of output you want to have for the day, but also how you want to show up in the best version of who you are. Be intentional about what you exclude. Some of us, we use the time to play music that actually just does not add any positive value to us. I know people who, for example, as they're busy getting ready, they will listen to some kind of an inspirational talk or gospel music or whatever it is that lifts their mood. So part of self-care, when you're taking care of yourself physically, it's also being aware of what you allow in your environment that actually nurtures and puts you in a space where you are actually prepared with putting your best foot forward to deal with the world. And then also being intentional, for example, about how your evenings are. Bedtime routine isn't just for children. Adults, you also need to have a bedtime routine that allows you to deconnect, to not connect with the world, to remove all the gadgets, allow yourself to just lazy down. Try to find things that allow you, like yoga, like just sitting in the bath, being able to cook and using that to be a way of spiritual connection. And because people are working from home, they're finding it difficult actually to be able to separate work and being at home because you're doing a lot of the things on virtual. So take those disciplined moments where you're going to walk around the garden in between sessions, between your virtual sessions, and what is your routine to get to wind down for the day.
Dr. Tsepiso, I can't thank you enough for those beautiful tips. I think the Olam Zanzi is writing that down because this is constructive stuff that we can definitely incorporate into our lives. And of course, ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Oyama, honestly, you embody everything that I hope every South African and the rest of the world could do. You have the energy, you have the fire, the gees, and of course the beauty, and you really are inspiring. And I can't thank you enough for joining us this morning with this conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, listen, today's conversation has really, truly blown my mind. And I mean, the fact that 1 in 3 people feel uncomfortable with being themselves in front of others, it is vital that these brave conversations keep happening so we can remind ourselves and everyone else out there just how beautiful they really are, and that's inside and out. Now, it's a timely reminder that we need to support each other, even more so during times of strain such as the current pandemic that we are in. So join the brave conversation and tell us how you own your skin and wear it bravely. Now, reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page with the hashtag #YourSkinYourBrave, and you can stand a chance to win 1,000 Rand in vouchers with Ingrams. Now, this week's competition closes on Friday, the 10th of September at midday, and your T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Hurry up. What are you waiting for?
Nourish your skin with Ingram's Camphor Cream, enriched with camphor and glycerine. Trusted to restore and repair dry skin. Ingram's, your skin, your brave.
Welcome back to it, you gorgeous people. Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live here on S3. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. And earlier on, Jamie Lee asked you to help her choose between two outfits. You're seeing them right now on your screen right now. Find out which one won based on votes on social media. The first one from Lucian Albertine, who says, number 2 for me, please, with Mike L. House Wright, saying white oversized shirt and jean. This combo over here coming through with Esme Henry saying, love the hairstyle. And that hairstyle, oh, I love it. That wet look, oh yes, the hairstyle will match with number 1, which is the broderie matching set. Meshka Abrams also said the number 1 broderie matching set. But it seems that number 2 has won this morning, which Jamie Lee is on standby to absolutely
Tell
claim.
me, what am I wearing today?
Well, number 2. Number 2, your option number 2 is what won, which I'm totally here for. The white shirt, oversized. That's all the hype at the moment. Everyone's going on about the oversized look. You're gonna rock it. That wet look you've got going on there. Love to see it.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
I'm just trying to let you know that we're confusing the devil today with this white look and this wet look, so thank you so much.
Oh, we are officially launching spring. Shop all of your summer styles at Woolworths, available in-store, online, and on the Woolies app.
Let me go get changed for Tuesday. Yeah.
Do it for us.
A promise to the planet, to tread lightly, to act with care, to think of the future, to appreciate nature, to shop more sustainably. Woolworths, the difference.
So after a lovely little wet look and some good clothing, I think it's important for us to do a nice recipe that's going to put you on the game when it comes to immune boosting. Stand by. So tomorrow we celebrate another Vaccination Appreciation Wednesday, a day where once a week those who have been at least partially vaccinated against COVID-19 will pay 10% less than everyone else at game stores until 27 October. Inspired by the role South Africans are playing to keep Mzansi safe, we're creating an immune-boosting poached eggs and potato rosti recipe using items you can find in your own pantry and at your nearest game. It's nutrient-packed and will provide you with optimum energy levels to start your day. Also, it's got the most energetic chef I could find. Graham is standing by. Look at this energy, and also we're both wearing our game pink. So
yeah, I feel like mine's more of a retro game pink,
and I'm the new game.
You're like the new game. You got game, baby. What I love about this is it's nice and accessible. Yes, you could be using like smoked salmon if it was that time of the month, but it's not that time of the month. We've all just paid our debits and our bills. So what we're going to do now is we're going to throw the pilchards in there. But I've never actually attempted to make a rosti before.
Well, this is
so this is the first time. This is when we learned. So let me heat this pan up.
This is exciting. So I know a rosti in origin, I believe it's Swiss origin. They wanted to do like a potato in a fritter style, and that's where it comes from. So that's why.
And then, by mistake, he leant on it and squashed it, and then he was like,
yeah, that's something exactly. Different. And then the person that was cooking said, I'm a bit rusty, and then the accent changed it to rusty. It makes sense.
Oh, you missed it. Ral had 9 different accents yesterday, but they all kind of drifted back into the Antiguan. You missed it. It's glorious. So, buddy, I need your help.
Okay, let's talk.
You're going to take the jungle oats, which is going to become like, I need like a powder-like consistency to help bind our rosties together. So you just and you blitz
Don't tell me
away.
to gooi. I might gooi the whole thing. But I'm going to use a third of a cup. I think let's
I need a third of a cup. You can do as much as you want. I suppose maybe that's a good thing to do, is do a little bit more, so if you need, you can always top up.
Let's go with another one. Let's go with 2/3 of a cup.
I need around a third to get the right kind of consistency.
Gotcha. I will sort you out with that. And that's my side. And then as this mixes up, because, you're asking the DJ to mix. Right? So once that's done, I'm going to tell you the secrets to life. So what you need to remember is, right? And that's it.
No way.
I promise you, it's like that. I mean, look here, I've never revealed that on TV ever, but now this is the chance. I just hope you're paying attention.
Believe you.
I know. Seriously, I've never thought about that, but now that's yours.
Just crazy.
I hope you use it somewhere today. That's absolutely great.
Oh, you've changed the course of my life
so much.
forever with that.
Most welcome.
Paradigm shift completely. I'm just mind blown.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that you are informed and equipped. Now, you need a third of a cup.
Just 1/3 of a cup.
That's fine. I got you covered here.
Okay, so what we've done here is we've got our uncooked potato, which we have now grated nice and fine.
There you go, sir. No problem. And we're
in that.
Nice.
That's you. And this is going to help it all cling together and bind really nicely, along with 1 egg.
And that's it. That's the binding egg that's connected in there. And seasoning.
Salt and pepper. To activate the flavors, yo.
Look at you activating. We should just use
I'm
random
more
big
and more
words.
that you know, there's a reason why the humble salt and pepper are like the kings of all of the spices, because it's not their own flavor, it's the fact that they release flavors and other things. But look at that, that's starting to come together in a nice malleable...
We're doing immune boosting over here. So now we got like some good old potassium from the potato that we've grated a little earlier. Now the eggs, we got some fatty acids that are in there as well, which is fantastic. We are going to be using as well red bell pepper. Okay, and that is obviously rich in vitamin C. We've got pilchards that are going to be coming in as well, which is going to be great. The pilchards, naturally omega-3 fatty acids once again. So we've got a whole lot of different ingredients that naturally connect to your immune system and make sure that you can give it an extra punch while also eating something delicious and something that's so simple that will be found in your pantry.
Yeah.
So I think that's the beautiful thing about this recipe.
It's not going to break the bank. It's not going to break the bank. Okay, so my rusties are quite... My first one is very rustic.
But that's the thing. That's why that's so
But they can be. I quite like that, having these little extra extremities that kind of stick out, that get extra crispy. I'm down with that, dude.
And I'm such a big fan of rustic. I think it just shows you that it's like handmade. It's got a real like natural type of thing to it. It's just great. If you want to get the recipe, Graham and I have been set up all night to make sure that it's available to you on expressoshow.com. And do remember that every Wednesday until 27 October, Game is saying thank you to Mzansi for keeping our country safe by giving you 10% off by simply showing up with your vaccination card to save even more with their everyday low prices. If you want to check out the store opening hours, Monday to Friday from 9 to 6, Saturday from 9 to 5, and Sunday and public holidays from 9 to 4. Graham has just landed the most incredible rosti ever. You have to see it.
Look at this. Look at these. These are looking amazing, buddy. Hey, absolutely beautiful. So I don't know if you want to quickly compile these guys with our finished product there, and it's up to you how you want to rack them and stack them. We've got 2 beautifully poached eggs.
I will stack them the way we need to stack them. Well, I'll try my best, okay? Egg poaching-wise, it is going to be beautiful, so I'm just going to pop this on there. Let's hope I don't break the yolk.
I want to say I invested, but my mom very kindly invested in an egg poacher for us.
Oh.
Which has been a game changer. It's quick, it's easy. You maximize the egg. There's our beautiful... red pepper, the vitamin C coming in, and a little bit of pilchard.
Done and dusted.
Hey?
Look at that.
Done.
Beautiful.
Bespoke to your taste, your flavor profile. I think the key thing here is make sure that you've got the textural elements in place so that the egg yolk has something crispy to eat it off, but absolutely beautiful. Well done, man.
There we go. Expressoshow.com. Enjoy your rosti.
Zola Nene.
En ek is Fritz Skoon.
And we're looking for SA's next big baking influencer.
12 van die land se beste bakkers gaan kompeteer, maar net een kan die titel verdien, van Taste Master.
It's going to be sweet, it's going to be indulgent.
Dit gaan uitdagend wees, maar baie smaakvol.
The journey culminates right here on Hosendal Wine Estate, where we will crown our brand new Taste Master. Catch all the triumphs and flops on the Taste Master Baking Edition, 10 September at 7 p.m. on SABC2.
Welcome back to it, your Feel Good Breakfast show. Yes, time for that musical treat we promised you on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We've got a performance by our guests this morning. It's called Onbreekbaar, which means unbreakable. I mean, I've been practicing that word since I woke up this morning, but of course we are in for an absolute treat. The fingers are burning, ready to go. Gents, do your thing.
Oh, yeah.
On your Feel Good Breakfast show, and that is how you set the tone for what is set to be a beautiful Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for that, guys. The passion, the fire that comes through with that Onbreekbaar. Let us know what you thought of that one on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Remember to use that hashtag Expresso Show. They've got one more performance coming up. All of this, some brand new music from their latest album. It's all the excitement. Right now, though, time to find out what's happening in the world. Jamie Lee and the news.
Thank you so much, Uncle Tabsy. 2 minutes before 7 o'clock, time to have another look at what's happening in and around the world, starting with those local news. International Relations and Cooperation Minister Naledi Pandor told Parliament yesterday that plans are being finalised to significantly increase lobbying efforts to ensure that South Africa is removed from the UK's red list of countries whose citizens may not travel to the UK. She said a steady decrease in COVID-19 infections, more people being vaccinated, the country's continuous monitoring of COVID-19 infections and easily accessible testing sites should be considered. She also mentioned the successful hosting of the British and Irish Lions rugby tour. And then the Independent Electoral Commission will again allow political parties to register candidates for the local government election. The deadline for registering candidates was 23rd of August, but parties including the ANC and UDM call for the registration process to be reopened. The Constitutional Court on Friday rejected the IEC's application to postpone the election from the 27th of October to February next year. The court also ruled that the election be held before November 1st. Chief Electoral Officer Sai Mamabolo said a voter registration weekend would take place on the 18th and the 19th of September. Looking to news further abroad, the Taliban yesterday declared victory over the province of Panjshir, northeast of the capital Kabul, the final territory which has remained outside their rule. The group posted footage online of Taliban fighters raising their flag in front of the provincial governor's building. The Taliban took control of the rest of Afghanistan 3 weeks ago, seizing the capital Kabul on the 15th of August following the collapse of the Western-backed government. This comes some 20 years after US forces led an invasion to topple the Taliban. And then the leader of the coup which ousted Guinea's President Alpha Condé has said a new union government would be formed in weeks. Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya said there would be no witch hunt against former officials. Meanwhile, Condé remains in detention, his fate unclear. The UN, the African Union and regional body ECOWAS have condemned the coup and called for a return to civilian rule. Doumbouya, who heads the Army Special Forces unit, did not say when the new government would be in place. And then finally, a garbage truck worker's act of bravery saves a young boy. Heroes don't always wear capes. A young boy in Rolandia, Brazil, owes his life to an incredibly brave garbage truck worker whose quick thinking prevented a terrible tragedy. The young lad's grandfather had left to open their dojo across the street from the family's home, but accidentally forgot to close the gate behind him. The boy, named Lucas, had followed him outside. Security camera footage shows Lucas stepping out onto the street as a garbage truck whizzes by. But when Lucas was about to start crossing the street, completely unaware of traffic, an employee on the garbage truck had realized what was about to happen and in desperation reached out and just managed to pull him back by his shirt, preventing him being hit by a car behind the truck. The dramatic rescue was captured on video and shared on social media, where it has been viewed almost 2 million times, and Lucas is safe with his family. On that note, that is where I wrap your 7 o'clock news headlines. I will be back on the top of the hour. Here is G with a first look at the sports.
Thanks so much, Jamie. Let's start on a very positive note on the footballing front. Bafana have their first win of the Hugo Broos era. That was after beating Ghana 1-0 at the FNB Stadium. It was a very physical encounter with both sides having their fair share of chances. South Africa thought they had taken the lead when Percy Tau headed in a cross, but was ruled offside, with the replays actually showing that that wasn't the case. But Bafana dominated from then on and eventually got the winning goal after Bonga Kutle Hlongwane tapped in 6 minutes before the end of the match. So Broos's men are now top of Group G with 4 points from their 2 games. Then on to cricket. The stage is set. South Africa and Sri Lanka head into the deciding clash, with the series at a level 1 apiece. Sri Lanka won the first encounter by 14 runs before the Proteas hit back with a dominant 67-run win in the second. So victory for South Africa in this game would mean a first ODI series win for Mark Boucher's men since March of 2020. Then staying staying with cricket and a battle royale unfolding in the UK. India have beat England by 157 runs to take a 2-1 lead in their 5-match series with one game now left to play. Rohit Sharma was named player of the match after scoring 127 in their second innings as India set the hosts a target of 368. Umesh Yadav then took 3 wickets while Jasprit Bumrah, Javindra Jadeja and Shardul Thakur all took 2 wickets each as the hosts were dismissed for 210. The 5th and final test starts on Friday. Then some big news in Formula One. Might be a bit of a shock to some, in fact. Finnish driver Valtteri Bottas has penned a multi-year deal with Alfa Romeo Racing, bringing an end to a 5-year stay at Mercedes. In his time with the Silver Arrows, the 32-year-old has won 9 races and contributed to 4 Constructor Championship wins. Bottas will replace retiring Kimi Räikkönen at the Swiss-based team. And that's where we leave our sporting headlines for this hour. We'll touch on them one last time at 8 o'clock right now, though. Let's get a global weather perspective and, of course, those temperatures here in SA.
Thank you very much, G-Men. Now we know that the scourge of ocean pollution, it's again wreaked its ugly head. Now in the wake of Hurricane Ida, the U.S. Coast Guard is probing some 350 reports of oil spills in and along the Gulf of Mexico. Hurricane Ida's 240 kilometers per hour winds, they wreaked havoc on offshore oil production platforms and onshore oil and gas processing plants. And some 88% of the region's offshore oil production remains shut as we speak. Now the Coast Guard has been conducting flyovers off the coast of Louisiana looking for spills. Now, it's thought that the old pipelines damaged during the storm were responsible for some oil spills, and a Coast Guard-led team will be looking at all potential sources in order to ensure that any future risk is mitigated. Now, bringing it back to our very own shores, we did receive this gorgeous morning view of the ocean by regular photographer Nancy Govender from Pennington. Sia Nkosi from Pietermaritzburg shared this golden glowing skyline. Take a look at that as the sun begins to rise over the hills in the distance. Love to see it. Lovely pictures. Thank you so much for getting those through to us. Remember, you too can be like those 2 lucky viewers and get your pictures, your views through to us on our Facebook page using the hashtag Expresso Morning Show. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country. Polokwane 11, that's your low, reaching a high of 22 with 57% chance of rain from Bombela today. 13 is your low, reaching highs of 16. Some thunder showers are expected out in Pretoria today, 11 and a high of 24. If you're out in Johannesburg, times of sun and clouds for you today with a 25% chance of rain. 10, that's your low, reaching a high of 22. With Mahikeng coming in at 10 and 26. Klerksdorp 9 and 26 with Kimberley starting off at 4, peaking at 20. Bloemfontein, your temperatures 3 and 21 with some thunder showers expected out in Richards Bay today. 14, that's reaching a high of 17. 60% chance of rain for you over there with 80% chance of rain for Pietermaritzburg. Yeah, it's a rainy time for you. 6, that's your low, reaching a high of 12 with a 75% chance of rain for Durban. 13, peaking at 17. If you're out in Mthatha today, 2 and 11, those are your temperatures with East London coming in. Times of sun and clouds for you over there. 9 is your low, reaching a high of 16. Cradock cold start, -1, reaching a high of 14 with Gqeberha at 8 and 18. George 8, peaking at 16 with Cape Town, the mother city, sunny times today. 8, that's the low, reaching a high of 17. If you're out in Worcester, 4, that's your low, reaching a high of 19 with Sutherland coming in at -1, that's your low, reaching a high of 13 degrees. And last, certainly not least, Uppington, your low today, 5, peaking at 23 degrees today. And that's what it's looking like across the country. Remember to get those pictures through to us. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, with the hashtag Expresso Show.
So you're about to hit the open road. Hey, take the road trip journey of a lifetime.
Picturing it.
Who is your wingman / woman? Who do you take with you, man? That's what we're putting to you guys. We're going on a road trip around Mzansi because we know that's the best place to travel right now because it's the only place we can travel right now. But you can only take one person with you. Who are you taking and why? David Beckham.
Are you taking David Beckham?
David Beckham. Always David Beckham.
Why?
It's David Beckham, dude.
Are you going to be in the car?
On, yeah.
Hey, do you want some more speckled eggs?
Please.
I've got them over here. I've got some juice.
I've got some biltong.
Oh, you sure? Biltong. Well, I just want to let you know I love football, so let's talk about football until we get to destination. That'll be great.
Anyway, it's not about us. It's about you. So let's take a look at some of your comments. Let's go. All right, first thing says, Daliana says you're making it... Excuse me, sorry, David Beckham's still on. Daliana saying you're making it very difficult. How can a mother choose between two children?
But there must be one favourite, Dillian. Come on,
let's be honest.
Be honest.
There's one favourite.
One of them is your
It's fine, we're not going to judge you. It's all right. Okay, so I'd love to take them and show them every single little town next to the main routes and Pad-style stops we still need to see the Kalahari to Natal, sunrises and sunsets.
100%, girl.
Yeah.
You've got the right idea. Lacoste Rosé saying she's using this as an opportunity for gratuitous relationship management.
Well
here.
done.
My boyfriend, he is such a darling, always putting others first, and this will be a perfect gift for him. He works too much for his family and needs rest and inspiration that he has noticed. Well, he's got it this morning. He has been noticed and validated.
Hold on, so let me check. Brownie point thermometer, 250,442. Congratulations, that is
She kind of wrote
great.
that post like she expected us to give away a weekend away.
Yes.
Which we're not for this, I'm
Not
sorry.
yet.
Not yet, but watch this space. But thank you. Keep those comments coming. If you could go on a road trip, who would it be? Maybe Carl Wasty. He's great. Great in a car. Doesn't matter what size the car is.
Doesn't matter.
Which is great.
I fit anywhere. Take me with you. Cubby hole. I'll sit there too.
Cubby hole.
All right.
Strap yourself in to this hand-built 5-liter sedan. An engineering marvel that could drive your spend into the red. Accelerating your lifestyle beyond your means. In this world of chasing status, do you want a bank that takes your money? Or a bank that takes your money seriously?
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Hey, I'm Zanzi. It's time to get exploring because Short Left Travel Week is officially here and it is bigger, it is bolder and better than ever. Proudly brought to you by SA Tourism. Short Left Travel Week is all about getting out there and enjoying our beautiful country that we call home. Now we have Mashoto Mokgeti, the domestic hub head of SA Tourism, to give us the lowdown on this amazing travel week. Our bags are practically packed already.
I'm glad to hear that.
How are you doing this morning, firstly?
Fantastic. You know, after a beautiful township tour yesterday, fresh.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. I think we're all still frothing from it. But let's talk about the actual Short Left Travel Week. What exactly is it all about? What can people expect from it?
Travel Week is the biggest travel sale of the year. It is where we encourage South Africans to actually go out there, travel. And what better way to do it than getting up to 50% discount on your travel? So annually, we run this this particular program. Yeah, so get out there, please.
You had me at sale. When I heard sale, I was like, says what? Give us a lowdown. What type of deals can we expect for this week?
absolutely everything that you can think of. We've got accommodation establishments, we've got tourist attractions, we've got airlines, buses, absolutely anything that you can get that you would like to actually travel with. And the beautiful thing about it, I mean, we were on one of the buses yesterday, and they were basically saying the deal that they have is less than 100 Rand. Wow. So you can expect deal from 100 Rand to, yeah.
All right, I'm just busy on the website booking my trip.
Go for two, please. Go for two. Two people.
Well, look, when it comes to SA tourism, exactly what are they asking South Africans to do and encouraging them to do when it comes to Travel Week as well? I mean, we've got a beautiful country, so much to look forward to, but what exactly is the narrative here?
Book now.
Hurry up, what are you waiting for?
Now, because the beautiful thing is, even if you don't travel right now, you can travel anytime. So based on the T's and C's of the company you're booking with, if you are looking to take your bay out, book now, and you can have a beautiful Valentine's Day.
So you can plan something in advance and still capitalize on the special that's happening.
Exactly.
Beautiful
Now, I'm on a different site right now looking for that babe. Clearly, I'm going to need to get in on this. But like I said, our bags are packed. We are ready for it. How do you prepare for this week?
One, my bags are also packed. But on a real, we've got over 500 businesses that are registered. So it is, we're very well prepared for it. We just want you to get onto shortleft.co.za and book now.
The hype is there, because I've seen it all over social media as well. People just like, we are going to travel. This week it's all about traveling, exploring this beautiful country. And we really are blessed with the most beautiful country ever.
Yeah. I couldn't argue with that. Now, short left is obviously quite important. It's important to support companies like the Amandas. For you, what's the reason behind that? I mean, obviously in the time we're in right now, things are quite tough. Things are quite difficult, especially when it comes to tourism, when it comes to events and everything else. But with regards to this industry, why then is it important for people to support Short Left's Travel Week?
The work that we do is to support our industry. So for us to actually get into these kind of campaigns, it is to make sure that we revive the tourism industry, especially, as you've said, with everything that we've gone through. It is now the time to actually bring our people back and make sure that they showcase to us the beauty that our country is. So it's a very critical initiative for us. And we run a number of other initiatives. This one is just the biggest one. And we invest quite a lot in this initiative.
Makes sense, though. I mean, getting to go on a holiday, but at the same time, you're investing in your country and you're giving back. So, I mean, silver lining, 1, 2, 3, where do I book?
I hear you. But I'm going to throw you under the bus right now, because you didn't want to do the tandem bike with me yesterday. You kept saying, like, no, I'm not getting on these bikes. But what are some of the activities that you love to do?
You don't forget.
I'll never forget.
Look, and I'm going to be this girl, but, you know, I'd rather be on a yacht.
I like nice things. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know,
must be nice.
I like, you know, a bed with white sheets. I enjoy the finer things in life. So, but I also love doing things that give back. So yesterday, while yes, my legs were never going to cope on that tandem bike, but the giving back to that particular society for me is where the passion is, and it is the passion for South African tourism.
Okay, I'll take you up on that offer. Next time we'll do the yachts and we'll do the white bedding. And then you still have to be at the back of the bike. Okay?
As long as you're driving.
I love it. But I mean, look, if you're an adventure lover like me, or you just like nice things, there's so much on offer. So don't miss out on these amazing deals, and head over to shortleft.co.za and book incredible travel deals all over South Africa. And remember, of course, you can book now and travel later. Now, it's your country. Enjoy it, because there's nothing more fun than a short left.
Let's put our money where our mouth is to celebrate these epic Short Left Travel Week deals. Jamie and Ryle booked an incredible cultural cycle tour around Khayelitsha. Let's see what they got up to and who did the peddling.
Step right up.
Hey,
Mzansi, guess what? Listen, the Great South African Sale is officially here. And let me tell you, it is the ultimate sale here in South Africa. Whether it is food, adventure, weekend giveaways that you want, Shot Left has got something for each and every one of you.
Yeah, that's right. So myself and Jamie booked ourselves a cultural bicycle tour right here in the heart of Khayelitsha, and we're doing it with the Southern Explorer Tour Group, and we're getting 30% off for this one.
I think that needs a shimmy. That needs a shimmy right there. As you can see, we've arrived in Khayelitsha, where Khotso Micha, the owner of Southern Explorer, is here to tell us all about the amazing tour. Khotso, good morning. Hey, man.
Look, you can clearly see how excited and hyped Jamie and I are about this, but what exactly can we expect from the tour?
The full tour actually starts you off in Woodstock, but today we're actually focusing on Khayelitsha. It's about food, it's about meeting local entrepreneurs, and it's about just feeding off the vibe and energy of the Kasi.
Listen, we are here for all of the vibes, but tell us about the sale that you're running for this week.
So we've decided to actually put it down to 30%, and that puts the tour price for the full day just over 1,000 Rand. And that includes lunch, it includes multiple guides, it includes multiple stops, as everyone's going to see today.
Friend, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Show me, let's buy.
Let's buy.
Welcome to the Bandwidth Barn. Basically, Bandwidth Barn is Khayelitsha's business or tech hub. And as you can see on the walls, this is where our tour starts because of the whole history that you can see around us with the images.
Khayelitsha was started in 1983, of course, through the forceful removal of people from townships like Crossroads. So the cycling experience is an experience that takes you through around Khayelitsha from different locations where, of course, you get to meet with young, passionate entrepreneurs who are from Khayelitsha, who are serving the community in different ways, who are trying to showcase Khayelitsha and also bring hope to this hopeless community of Khayelitsha.
So here's my question. How fit do I need to be for this tour? Because I'm clearly not nature boy. Do I need to be fit?
No, don't worry, you have an assistant. So basically, we'll be cycling using a tandem bike.
Okay, I'm going with you. Yeah? As you can see, my helmet matches my outfit. She cute though. Hey.
Hey, my man. Listen, brother, my eyes are in awe here. I never thought I'd expect to see something as nature boy picturesque as this right here in this informal settlement. It's like a little piece of heaven. What is actually going on here, though?
This is actually Khayelitsha's hidden gem. So it's a breath of fresh air in a congested area. So we offer a safe space.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's
watch your step.
Watch your step. Okay, next stop, Khayelitsha Remembrance Square. Tell us all about it.
So basically, the Khayelitsha Remembrance Square is a space for us, people from Khayelitsha, to learn about the history and heritage of Khayelitsha, as well as understand like our basic human rights. So right across, there's beautiful mosaic artwork that both displays the history, but also shares more about what are our basic rights as people. So this space, some people know about it as locals, some people pass by without really taking a stop to really read what's actually on the wall. They just love the beautiful name that is Khayelitsha, which means our home or a new home, and forget that before it became an actual home for all of us, it was once a place where people were placed, and then later on we started occupying it and using it as our home.
place is so cool. I've heard so many things about it, from the parties, from the memories. I think everybody has a story to tell about this place. For me, it's just seeing such a fine establishment in and amongst this beautiful culture, these beautiful people. It feels like a hotspot. It feels like a place where memories are definitely made.
Producers nog.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and what an absolutely incredible experience out here. The spread is making my belly smile so much. I feel like I can sit back, relax, and just rest my arms on it. That's how happy I am. But honestly, to earn this after an incredible cycle out in the town and learning about all the incredible culture out in Khayelitsha, what an absolute treat, eh?
Boys, I have to say thank you to each one of you. It would have not been possible without you, okay? So thank you. Hey, best friend. The Great South African Sale is the perfect way to travel and explore our beautiful country. It is your country, so enjoy it.
Yeah, because nothing is more fun than a short lift.
RG, what an experience being the food, just being able to cycle through the streets of Khayelitsha. I mean, the best.
One question. Who was the engine room on that bike? Because I know you requested the tandem bike.
I did, because the last time I was on a bike was when we had that 4 wheels and I was trying to like cycle through. But actually, I had to put in some work there. Like half of the time the chain fell off and then I was like trying to push through, but it was the best. And you can travel.
Amazing, man.
The best part is you can travel now, we can book now and then travel later. So enjoy. There's nothing better than a short lift, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Every time you brew a cup of reviving Origins coffee,
you're restoring land, empowering farmers, and supporting livelihoods.
So every sip touches hundreds of lives.
And offers an inspiring taste experience in return.
Nourish your skin with Ingrams for Men, enriched with triple glycerine. For 48-hour moisture and no stickiness. Ingrams, your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Let's inspire you here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, for most of us, if we were approached by a stranger and then asked to sing the lyrics to a Lady Gaga song, we would probably freeze up or walk away. I would say, no, thank you, ma'am. But that's not what happened to Charlotte Aubrey, who became a viral sensation after singing Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's hit Shallow in a London tube station last year.
Or do you need more?
Wow.
Keep going. So hardcore.
Wow, you're really good. Keep going.
I'm off the deep end. Watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground.
Wow.
Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now.
She is connecting with us right now, all the way from London, UK. Charlotte, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. I love the accent so early in the morning. I find myself changing my accent this morning. But I want to paint the picture for everyone at home. You were minding your own business, trying to catch a train in London, when a stranger comes up to you and asks you to finish the lyrics to Shallow. I mean, amazing. It went viral. Tell us more about what happened.
I was going to meet a friend and we were going to be going on for drinks, and she was actually going like for an interview, and that was literally it. I was just on my way into London, and then the next thing, I'm being asked to finish the lyrics. My job before, I was a singer anyway, so, and I had so many different jobs. I was a singer of a weekend, and then I was a barmaid when I was younger. I used to be pouring pints and I don't know, just working behind the bar. And then I worked for a plant hire company, an electrical company. I was a chauffeur at one point. I've had so many different jobs. It's just, but singing, I've always done that at the weekend. So, and I knew the song Shallow because I used to sing that on gigs of a weekend along with loads of other different songs. So luckily I could finish the lyrics. From there, it just went mad. People were asking me on shows and to sing, and it was great. And then from there, I've just been working on an album and just trying to get moving and, you know, get some songs out for everybody. So just took off from there.
It honestly is like a scene from a movie. Did you ever expect something like this would happen to you?
Never. Just, yeah, I can't even explain how it, you know, it was a whirlwind, if that makes sense. It just, I mean, it doesn't even really make sense to me, but no, I would never have imagined that could have ever happened to me.
Obviously now fans are begging for a new album. You spoke about it. It's finally on the way. What can you tell us about it?
Most of the songs on the album are my own. There is a couple of songs that are co-written on there as well. It's a fun album. There's some bigger ballads on there as well. And yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to get my own stuff out there and start sort of showing people my own music.
For sure. Do you think that Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper actually saw that video?
I'd like to think so. Yes, I think they probably did. I hope so.
100%. After this interview, I'm sure they're going to just call you up again and be like, we saw you on Expresso Morning Show, hey?
Yeah, that would be nice. Hope so.
But here's the thing. Beyonce's fans call themselves the Beehive. Rihanna fans call themselves Rihanna Navy. Your fans have a name of their own. It's called Charlotte's Web. I mean, what's that like, having your own fandom?
It's amazing, but I'm still trying, although everything's happened, I'm still taking everything in because it was so crazy how everything went. It's great, yeah, to have Charlotte's Web, but it's mad. It's just mad.
So we are going to reenact that scene again. You're coming, you're walking to the tube station right now. I'm the stranger that says, finish the line. So please sing us a few lines from Shallow.
What now?
Yes, and go.
In the shallow, we're far from the shallow now.
Look at this. Wow, the studio is going crazy. Charlotte, I'm sure Lady Gaga knows your name by now, but certainly the entire South Africa, the entire world is saluting you because you are phenomenal. Continue singing, Mama. Thank you so much for catching up with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me, Jamie. Thank you very much.
You are brilliant. South Africa, if you didn't know her, there was singer and songwriter Charlotte Aubrey, all the way from London, UK, who became an overnight success with her sensational cover of Lady Gaga's hit Shallow, and you can clearly hear why.
How incredible is that individual? I cannot wait for the album. While we sort of set up our set for our brand new and incredible performance from these guys, we're back in the Expresso stage, and we got this uber talented members of an alternative rock band. And I think the entire day you're going to say Spoegwolf the entire day to people. If they cut you off in traffic, you'll just say Spoegwolf. You have to say it that way. It's important. And they're delivering us a track from the 2019 album Kwama. This is a track that is going to make sure that you are feeling it and you're rocking out in your lounge. This is Storm.
Ek wil na jou kyk. Ek wil jou baie kies ek. Jy weet ek speel vir die. Voor jy uitgaan. En die wêreld wys. Doe ek jou onder. Was ek klaar gereis. 26 jaar lang oor die darkloop. Ons dans by die kar. Maar bij de tijd jou voeten verwacht ons leven rijdt doe ik jou onder in die vleurige strijd na 26 jaar lang in de storm van jou kop dus jij sukken zwart is die zeer skeer het weer in my huis en jou weer nou wat hier aan gaan het was een koma maar ek jou onder en ek opgestaan na 26 jaar lang in de storm en jou in de storm en jou jy so kyk weet ek daar is iets rein in my in jou en my
So riled up. This is Spoegwolf, and they'll be spitting another song to you in the next couple of minutes or so. So make sure you stick around. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3. Yes, man. Yes.
Join Expresso this spring to stand a chance of winning a 4,000 Rand Plascon voucher weekly as we ask how you colour your life. Is it the cherry red in your ride, maybe the burst of new blues from your garden, or the sunsets and seascapes of a favourite getaway? Well, answer our weekly social media question and find the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Then colour your life with 4,000 Rand paint vouchers to be won all spring on Expresso.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso live here on S3. All right, so we're traveling a lot this morning, right? It's all about using the imagination. Imagine this, all right? Imagine an adventurous, once-in-a-lifetime spring day experience, from being picked up in a luxurious ride, viewing the beautiful flowers in the West Coast National Park from a bird's eye view and a helicopter, to a picnic in an absolutely stunning setting. Now this is not something that everybody just has to only just imagine. It's an experience that winners of the Bliss Special Moments competition got to enjoy. Are you done imagining?
I'm done imagining. Now, this was for Tiana van der Riese, who entered the competition by nominating her mom, Salome, with the following message. She says, I think my mom, Salome Safadin, deserves to be treated to a once-in-a-lifetime fresh floral #Bliss Special Moments experience because she inspires me. She has the ability to articulate what can be as opposed to what is. My mom is really cool, but she never lets us forget she's our parent as well as our best friend. My mother made a difference and inspired me as I was growing up. She's a woman who had gone through many struggles, but with her health from a relatively young age, and continued to have a positive outlook on life. Oh, beautiful.
Strong woman, right?
Yes.
There's a strong woman from whom we can all draw inspiration. In fact, right now, while we're all imagining what this getaway looked like, let's take a look at how that experience unfolded.
So spring day is officially here, the perfect opportunity to add a little light, a bit of love, and inject some positivity and really make someone's day. I'm standing outside the house of the Clover Bliss Special Moments Spring Day competition winner, Tiana van der Riese, who nominated her very deserving mother, Salome, for a day of indulgence and unmatched adventure. They have no idea what's in store for them. I cannot wait to see her face. Let's do this. Go for it. Tiana, Salome, hi guys. My name is Graham Richards. I'm from the Expresso team here, courtesy of Clover Bliss. You have the most amazing day ahead of you. I'm so proud to announce that you are the winners of the Clover Bliss Special Moments Spring Day competition. These are for you. How are you feeling right now?
I'm not sure if I'm ready, but I'm up for it.
Good. Hopefully you're just going to continuously be shocked throughout the day. I love that. Tiana, we received so many worthy nominations for the Clover Bliss Special Moments competition. What prompted you to nominate your mom? What makes her so special?
She's my motivation. She's strong because she's been through a lot. And I'm proud to say that she's my mother. I'm proud of her. And one day I hope, not that I hope, but I believe I will be like her, strong no matter what I face in life.
I think you're going to have the most amazing day. This really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and clearly there is a very special bond between you and your daughter, so I'm so glad I can tag along as a third wheel today. So let me break it down for you. So outside these walls is a very luxurious ride, okay, that is going to take us all the way to the V&A waterfront, where we are going to hop on a helicopter. We are then going to fly over the West Coast National Park to be treated to an unmatched flower display. Of course, it's in full bloom at the moment and looks absolutely majestic. We're then going to head to Stellenbosch and have a little refreshment at the beautiful Vergelegen wine estate, all courtesy of Clover Bliss.
To my daughter.
It's always a bit nerve-wracking when you know you're going to be the third wheel tagging along for someone else's really special experience. But Salome and Tiana are just such beautiful, wonderful, generous human beings, and they have such an amazing bond. It really has been. It's been emotional, and it's been really special for me.
At first it was like scary. I didn't know what to expect. And then, but when we got in the air, it was like something different. It's like it was a first time experience and it was awesome.
There we go. That is for you.
Thanks so much.
You've got to look the part. Right, ladies, a little refreshment awaits. Let's go. I know today really is all about mom and daughter, but I've got to take a moment to appreciate just how beautiful Vergelegen Wine Estate actually is. The history, the setting, unmatched. Absolutely gorgeous. The ladies have been on an exquisite eco drive, and now they're enjoying an exquisite lunch. I mean, what could be better than that? I can see how unbelievably close the two of you are. How special has it been being able to share? I know it's just one day, but being able to share this day, this very special day with such an incredible woman.
It's mind-blowing. It's exciting. I never dreamt of doing something like this, but I got the opportunity to do it with my mom. So yeah.
It's unbelievable and it's unexplainable because she's been an awesome child throughout my life. Without her, I don't know if I could have made it because she's always the one that's there for me.
What's been the best part?
I think everything has been the best part for me, from start up until now. So I appreciate everything.
And that's a wrap of a very adventurous, bliss, special moments, once in a lifetime Spring Day celebration. I have to say I've fallen head over heels in love with this mother and daughter, and I'm so glad that we've been able to give them this moment of bliss, just a moment to share their special bond. They really do deserve it. And if you're feeling that you might have missed out just a little bit jealous, well then stay tuned to Expresso because we've got a few more adventures coming your way courtesy of Bliss. But until then, bon voyage.
I mean, look at that.
This is
Look
hitting
at that.
all the feels. I'm not crying, you are.
My heart is so warmed up at this amazing story and this incredible experience. Now, if you'd also like to stand the chance, because this is something we're spreading all over the place here, to give you a chance to win that indulgent experience with Clover Bliss, simply stay tuned to the Expresso show and keep an eye out for that Clover Bliss Facebook page competition to find out how you could be the next lucky winner.
Yes, to get an exciting experience to come from all of this. So stay tuned right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show because it's coming to you.
I'm going to nominate you and then we can go.
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
Oh, and I've just got to add another very big thank you to Tiana and Salome for sharing what was a magical day with me. Yes, I was a complete third wheel, but I had such a blast getting to know them, and they deserved that moment of bliss. So sending you guys mad love. I hope they're watching right now. But right now, we are going to whip up something. This is probably the healthiest thing I've ever made in this kitchen, to be honest. And of course, cookbook author and holistic health coach and just all-round awesome human being, Melissa Delport, joins us in the kitchen to share a fresh, vibrant, and very healthy way to enjoy a spring roll. Not only is the spring roll gluten-free, but it has some great ingredients like garlic, ginger, red pepper, all immune-boosting ingredients. Mel, this has been born out of our viewers needing answers, needing you to swoop in with your giant gluten-free cape and save the day. And this particular comment prompted us to action this morning from Camsley van Heerden. She says, when spring comes around, I eat spring rolls. I'm specific like that. Okay.
I love that. I mean, why not?
That's the term. So I want you to use that in conversation today. I'm specific like that, okay?
I'm specific like that.
So we're going to be specific like that and whip up a very healthy version of a spring roll, because a spring roll normally is deep fried, which is kind of not
great for the
the
heart, not
healthiest
great
thing
for the
ever.
digestion. There's a lot of reasons why.
But this has got everything, and
But this is the
we're
saviour.
taking a special immune boosting because tomorrow we celebrate Vaccination Appreciation Day. Okay,
like
so
that.
we're all about that. So we're building towards that by boosting our immune system. So I'm going to help in whatever way I can, and you're going to walk me through all of these immune boosting health benefits, except for the non-edible herb. Everything
Listen,
else
we're
is
going to have to
amazing.
fight about that. We're having a serious debate that's going on in the kitchen about this coriander, but I, for one, am a coriander fan. Can I get a whoop whoop? And we have a non-coriander fan. So what we're going to do
No, but
this morning...
it's good. That's what life is about, compromise.
Exactly, exactly. So we'll make one with, and we'll make one without, and then we can each have our own individualized spring roll.
It's not about me, it's about you guys, and I have a feeling half of our viewers are going to love this. So let's get cracking. What do we do? So I saw
So what we're doing is we're going to use rice paper. So instead of your gluten-filled, deep-fried traditional spring roll, which is usually a filo pastry, we're going to use these rice paper rolls.
Glass paper. Can you put a glass paper? I feel like I want to call it that because it's beautiful.
You're going to soak them in water, and you'll see exactly why you want to call them glass paper. So you have to be very gentle with them when you pull them out after soaking them in water.
Wow,
because they become quite thin and light,
gentle.
and then you're going to place them down. Now, the fun thing with this is because they're spring rolls, which we don't actually have here today, is that you can use edible flowers and actually place the edible flowers first, because it's like glass.
Yeah,
when you roll
you'll see
it,
them on the
you'll see the edible
outside.
flowers. So we have some gorgeous
Life
cucumber, some carrots, red peppers,
all
and
julienne
basically,
beautifully, yeah.
exactly, all julienne peeled, and you're basically just going to pack your rolls. Now, the biggest trick with this is to not get overexcited and overpack.
Yeah, thank you for
because
saying
then you can't
that.
close it. And
For
while
sure.
we're doing this, you're going to tuck into the dipping
This sauce looks like the most.
It
this
is.
looks like
It's
the
all the
most.
banging flavors that we've got in
Yeah.
there. So it's the yummiest. We've got peanut butter, Thai red chili paste, and you're just going to lob it all into the bowl and give it a good whisk. We've got some garlic, some ginger, teriyaki sauce, and soy sauce. for that
You said this
salt
is
kick.
red curry paste.
Red curry paste, which is going to bring through
you're
all
not
those yummy
shy, eh?
flavors. Yeah,
Okay,
you've got to go
lots
bold
of
on these
ginger.
flavors.
Yeah, I think
there's
that's
no
the
playing when it
watchword
comes
with-
to a dipping sauce.
Completely. And these are also really healthy ingredients. There's so many. I mean, the vitamin C from the red peppers, we know that. You're getting a lot of roughage in there. Whole state food.
Fiber, you've got, I mean, coriander is even good for great liver health. So if you're battling with skin or digestion issues, then coriander is definitely something that you want. So when you pack...
medicinal. Ah, man.
Yeah, all of it's medicinal, right? And I think that's what we've got to see food as food as medicine. So, you know, what was our statement that we had to include?
I'm specific like that.
I'm specific like that, you
Yeah.
know? Food is medicine. I'm specific like that. There, I dropped it, you see?
Boom.
Boom, got it.
Okay.
And
you see, peanut
while
butter
I'm
is
rolling
notoriously
these, you're going to
difficult
whisk that up, and there's our first roll. So I'm going to take this one out and show you guys at home how you can do this. You're going to take it out, pack it, and then I'm going to show you sort of the burrito roll and tuck. Let's see if we can get it all in here. We've got our beautiful red peppers, our cucumber. Make sure you line it up really nicely.
Just get a whiff of that. Hey.
Oh, it's like the ultimate
That is
flavor. It takes you just,
magic.
you know, is it Thailand? Is it like, where am I going with
I
this?
know. I'm getting it all
Try-
over myself.
Try keep it together.
The peanut butter is notoriously difficult to whisk.
Exactly.
But
So
it actually all comes
if you
together
battle with it,
beautifully.
you can
Yeah.
actually warm it up at home.
Just a tiny
so
bit
if
in
you
the
just
microwave.
warm it a
Yeah.
little bit, well, on the pot rather than a microwave,
Okay.
always better for our health. But you know, no judges if you do only have a microwave. So for the spring rolls, you fold them over like that. Then you tuck the little bun in on the side, and then little bun in on the other side, and then you just complete the roll over.
Just with care. Okay, but I mean, it's not complete. It's good. It's quite robust. I mean, you.
It's quite robust. You've got to love them. You've
Beautiful.
got to, you know, treat them right.
Oh,
That's what
man.
you've got to do to make sure that
And they look so
all
dainty
gorgeous
next
and
to your
pretty.
watch as well. It's beautiful. Absolutely love that. And that's a wrap. Ha! That's
See?
a wrap of our
Nailed it.
wrap.
See what you did there.
Delicious. And then, I mean, the dipping sauce is everything. Make sure that you put the flavor in there. Going veg, eating healthily doesn't have to skimp on the flavor. That is key. If you want this recipe and the full ingredients list and the inspiration behind it, you can go to expressoshow.com. I just want to have a little...
And keeping it light and fresh for spring.
Completely. The
Because we're
ultimate
obvious like that.
celebration of spring, a spring roll. Oh, that sauce is the most. Mm.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3. We want to spice things up for you and play a new game. It's called Guess the Track Emoji Edition. So how it works is that a series of different emojis will appear on the screen and you will need to guess the correct lyrics. Once you've gotten it, you will need to sing the chorus of the song. Yes, man. Let's play with our guest, Spoegwolf, and see how much they can spoeg at this one, which is going to be fun. Okay, here we go. So, gentlemen, welcome. I know that a little earlier, Chris, you had your airtime. I know you wanted more.
We had a Ching Chung
yes,
match
so you,
and I lost.
So you won. Well done. But we've got Hiram as well. We've got a Donnie. This is going to be a fantastic one. You'll look to the screen. Okay. Okay. I want to see who gets the most points. That's all. All right.
Okay.
And then once you identify, I want you to, shout out the name of the song. I will say which one of you gets the point. If you want to seal the point, you sing the chorus. Simple?
Cool.
Okay, great. Let's go for your first one on screen now. All right. There it is. What do you guys think? What song is that?
Apple jeans.
Bottom jeans.
Apple bottom jeans.
So what's the song?
I don't know. Isn't that?
No, this isn't the name of the song.
Apple bottom jeans.
With the fur.
With the fur.
Looking
Slow
at
rider, low.
I'm in a sneaker shop. I'm buying Nikes. Listening to shit music.
Well, not really that, but I mean, it's lower flow rider.
Okay.
Umper. We give you a 0.3, a point. That's how we... Okay, next one up. Check this one on screen. What do you guys think? Here we go.
Red, red wine.
Donnie's got it.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
And who's the artist?
Well, you be 14.
There we go. That's it. Well done.
Yes.
If you were 39 yesterday and today is your birthday, you'll be 40. Hello. Yes. All right, next one. Let's get the next emoji up. Here we go. What do you guys think?
Yo, that's a lot of...
So there's a lock, there's a no entry sign, a cloud, and a little angel.
What?
Any ideas there?
Heaven.
Shall I give you a
Heaven
clue?
was unlocked for me. What heaven was
So it looks like the lock is preventing whatever it is from entering the cloud and the angel area. What are you guys thinking now?
Heaven.
Angel.
Yes. I can help.
Okay, yeah.
It's a Bruno Mars song. Any ideas? It is.
Is he the guy who performed with Ray Dillon?
Locked.
Do you know?
Out.
Side of heaven.
Of heaven.
Oh.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, that's
That's a
right.
Ray Dillon song.
There we go. Locked out of heaven. There it is. Bruno Mars. Locked out of heaven. You almost had that one. It's fine. We're going to go to the next one. This one is a giveaway. It's a dead giveaway. Check out these emojis. Here it comes. What are you guys thinking?
Party in the USA.
How does it go, Donnie?
Get
the point.
Party in the USA. By Miley Cyrus.
Yes, I thought you were going to get that. Yeah. There we go. Well done, Donnie. Points again. Beautiful. Next one up. We're going through these. I love it. Next one is the following.
Leave.
So there you got a couple of leaves. You got a door.
Leave the door locked. Leave the door unlocked.
Leave the door open.
Leave the door open.
Yes. Go, Hiram. Sing it. Sing it. Sing it.
I don't know the song.
Gonna leave the door open.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna leave the door open. There we go. I'm giving you the point anyway, Hiram, because I like you. All right, you have dreadlocks and you're cool and you're a rock star. But it's okay. Next one up. Check out the screen. This one is the easiest one possible.
Foul.
Donnie, you got this? There's a punch.
There's a baby. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yes, Chris! Yes, Chris! How does that song go? Free Britney, Chris.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. There we go. Hiram, you get half of Chris's point.
Exactly.
You stole the spotlight there. Chris has been on this couch twice. Jeebus. Okay, next one. This is another giveaway. Okay, you have to get this one on screen.
I am the tiger.
Sing it. There we go. Like it. Dun, 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 dun. That's how you sing the song.
Sylvester Stallone has the wet mouth. I'm the tiger.
Oh, wow. Right, well done.
Amazing.
Eye of the Tiger from Survivor. Okay, next one. Here we go. This one is going to be a beautiful one. You've checked that out.
It's raining men.
It is. And how does it go? Come on, Hiram.
It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's a raining man. Woo, amen. Yes, I'm going to go back to church.
Yo, you got points, though. That's good. Okay, this is the final one. Stand by for it. Here it comes.
Dancing Queen.
Oh my word, you better sing it, Chris. Take it home, Chris. Take us home,
Give
Chris.
the other point to Hiram.
So, yes, Dancing Queen, you want to go for it?
Dancing Queen.
That's brilliant. And you know, ABBA's got new music out as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, they've got a new album called Voyage coming out. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Well done. So in terms of the points, Donnie, you came close as well. Hiram close. There's a bit of a draw between Hiram and Donnie. Chris, you were a very good supporting act there. Congratulations. Emojis with smiley faces all around for Spoegwolf. They've got one more song called Silver coming up in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. For now, let's take a look at what's happening in the world around us. Here's the news. It's Jamie Lee.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wasty. It's the final hour of the show. Let's start with those local news headlines. A 39-year-old man will appear in court today after 349 bank cards, 15 cell phones and a bank speed point were found in his apartment. It's alleged he had failed to pay his rent and his landlord was refused access to his room. The police were summoned and suspected fraudulent items were seized for further investigation. The man is due to appear in the Germiston Magistrates Court today on charges of fraud, illegal possession of bank cards and contravening the Electronic Communication and Transactions Act. And then International Relations and Cooperation Minister Naledi Pandor told Parliament yesterday that plans are being finalised to significantly increase lobbying efforts to ensure that South Africa is removed from the UK's red list of countries whose citizens may not travel to the UK. She said a steady decrease in COVID-19 infections, more people being vaccinated, the country's continuous monitoring of COVID-19 infections and easily accessible testing sites should be considered. She also mentioned the successful hosting of the British and Irish Lions rugby tour. And then on the international front, mobile telephone networks were yesterday shut down in the northwestern Nigerian state of Zamfara amid reports that authorities had ordered a blackout while they tackled armed gangs of kidnappers terrorizing the area. Zamfara has, of course, been one of the worst hit states in a wave of mass abductions of pupils from schools across northwestern Nigeria. Armed gangs operating from camps in remote areas have been taking people for ransom. The Nigerian Air Force and Army have killed many of the bandits and recovered arms and ammunition while many others were arrested. Staying with the international news, the Taliban yesterday declared victory over the province of Panjshir, northeast of the capital Kabul, the final territory which has remained outside their rule. The group posted footage online of Taliban fighters raising their flag in front of the provincial governor's building. The Taliban took control of the rest of Afghanistan 3 weeks ago, seizing the capital Kabul on 15th of August following the collapse of the Western-backed government. This comes some 20 years after US forces led an invasion to topple the Taliban. And then it's flying cow season in Switzerland. In the nursery rhyme, Hey Diddle Diddle, the cow jumped over the moon. However, in the Klausenpass region in Switzerland, cows are flying over the mountain. Every year, some 1,000 cows from higher pastures make their way to the Unnerboden Valley in Switzerland. While most animals walk this route, some which are pregnant or possibly have an injury are airlifted. Now, to help these animals descend from their summer pastures, farmers organize for around 10 of the cows to be given a helicopter ride to a more accessible area. Using a mesh harness, the creatures are suspended by a length of cable below the chopper as they take to the skies. Now, meanwhile, the more fit and able beasts make their way down the mountainside by hoof. Their magnificent airborne cows and those carefully treading down the slopes present quite a sight as they all head for an annual cow parade. Indeed, a sight to see. Well, that is where I wrap up your news headlines. At 8, here's a final look at the sports with G.
Thanks so much, Jamie. We start on a celebratory note as Bafana have now recorded their first win of the Hugo Broos era. That was after beating Ghana 1-0 at the FNB Stadium yesterday. It was a very physical encounter with both sides having their fair share of chances. South Africa, in fact, thought they had taken the lead when Percy Tau headed in a cross, but that was ruled offside with replays, in fact, showing that it wasn't the case. But Bafana then dominated from that point onwards and eventually got the winning goal after Bongokuhle Hlongwane Lafricay tapped in at 6 minutes before time ended the match. So Bruce's men are now top of Group G with 4 points from their 2 games. On to cricket, the scene is set. South Africa and Sri Lanka head into the deciding clash with the series now level at 1 apiece. Sri Lanka won the first match by 14 runs before the Proteas hit back with an impressive 67-run win in their second encounter. So victory for South Africa in this game would mean a first ODI series win for Mark Boucher's men since March of 2020. Then staying with cricket and a battle royale unfolding in the UK, India beat England by 157 runs to take a 2-1 lead in their 5-match series with now 1 game left to play. Rohit Sharma was named player of the match after scoring 127 in his second innings as India set the hosts a target of 368 in that second innings. Umesh Yadav then took 3 wickets while Jasprit Bumrah, Ravindra Jadeja and Shalul Thakur all took 2 wickets each as the hosts were ultimately dismissed for 210. That 5th and final test starts on Friday. Then some interesting news in the world of Formula One. Finnish driver Valtteri Bottas has now penned a multi-year deal with Alfa Romeo Racing, bringing an end to a 5-year stay at Mercedes. In his time with the Silver Arrows, the 32-year-old has won 9 races and contributed to 4 Constructors' Championship wins. Bottas will replace the retiring Kimi Räikkönen at the Swiss-based team. Well, that's where we leave our sporting headlines for this Tuesday morning. Let's get one last take on our weather and some of the temperatures for today.
Thank you. The South African Weather Service has issued a warning to KwaZulu-Natal residents about heavy rain, localized flooding and mudslides. It said disruptive rainfall would continue today over several parts of the province, including the coast and inland. Affected areas include Greater Durban, Mandini, KwaDukuza, Donnybrook, Ladysmith, Kokstad and Underberg. Now, increased travel time can be expected on major roads due to poor driving conditions, and difficult driving conditions can be expected on dirt roads. Now, the Weather Service has also warned that poor visibility and slippery roads may at times increase the risk of motor vehicle accidents, so please be careful out there. And heavy rain has also been predicted for parts of the Eastern Cape. Now, we know that we do have many viewers who tune in from KZN and the Eastern Cape, 2 of which have actually shared sunrise photos with us before the rains arrived in their areas. We hope that you're all staying safe and vigilant. We start this last update with Gavin Pollock from Beechwood out in Durban North, who sent us this peaceful view overlooking the ocean as the sun begins to rise. Gary Oakham from East London took the stunning photo showing off a vibrant orange sun peeking through the clouds as beautiful colors are cast across the sky. Thank you so much for all those pictures. Please be safe out there. And now a final look at those temperatures. Bulugwane, your low today is 11, reaching a high of 22 with 57% chance of rain. That's for Mbombela. 13 is your low, reaching a high of 16. If you're out in Pretoria today, thunder showers are expected in your area. 42% chance of rain with a low of 11. Peaking at 24. Johannesburg, sun and clouds for you, 10 and 22, with Mahikeng coming in at 10 and a maximum of 26. Klerksdorp, you'll start off at 9 today, peaking at 26 degrees, with Kimberley coming in at a low of 4, reaching a high of 20. Sunny out in Bloemfontein today, 3 reaching a high of 21, with thunder showers expected in Richards Bay. 14, that's your low, reaching a high of 17. Pietermaritzburg, 6 and 12, with Durban rainy times, 13 and 17. 68% chance of rain for Mthatha, 2, that's your low, reaching a high of 11, with East London at 9 and 16. If you're out in Craddock, -1, that's your start today, peaking at 14, with Gqeberha at 8 and 18. Sun and clouds for George, 8, that's your low, reaching a high of 16, with Cape Town, the mother city, coming in at a low of 8, reaching a high of 17. Worcester, 4 and 19, with Sutherland, -1, that's your low, reaching a high of 13. Sunny times are out in Uppington today, 5 is your low, reaching a high of 23. That's where we leave it for this morning. Please do wake us up with some beautiful pictures tomorrow morning. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Show us your sunrise. Use that hashtag, Expresso Show.
Thanks a lot, Uncle Tabzi. Let's get into some of the action that you've been waiting for. We've been joined by the alternative rock band Spoegwolf as our performer this morning in the midst of the release of their latest album, Silver, and taking the Expresso stage one last time to give you the album's title track. This is Silver. Enjoy.
ry hierin en gebring, jy's vas in die slaap, my wonde sin. Ons het het maklik laat lyk, maar jou boots is vol modder, my hande vol bloed. En nou hy donders kan wag, ek het ons raad uitgesorg, ek het die beggers gepak, ons rijd die Lambadon. En die hemel is silver, is die storm van gas, die boom is geraamd, ek voel het onder jou. En die hemel is silver, jou haar is goud, ons rijd die geraamd, ek voel het onder jou. Ek is die monsters gejaag, as ek kind, maar ek het omgedraai. Ek het my vuiste gebouw, laat my nou opstaan soos 'n man, vir jou hart is al die pijn, vlak in my oor. In my verlede kan wacht, ek bak maar by jou in, met ons onder die bak, en ons rijd die Lambadon. En die hemel is silver, is die storm van gat, die boom is geraamd is, ek wil het onder jou. En die hemel is silver, haar is goud, ons rijd die geraamd is, ek wil het onder jou.
Behold the reason why I miss live music. It's Spoegvolf on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. These guys are incredible. Please go and stream their music, support them, vocals from the locals, and of course that track was Silver. And I cannot wait to see these guys at a festival, especially because Donnie's leg can stay up in the air for ages, just like this. It's fantastic. Stick with us. We've got some more things to chat about. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Spoegvolf. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here at S3. We are live and talking about something so important. Information is a superpower when it comes to autism or autism spectrum disorder. It refers to a broad range of conditions characterized by certain challenges relating to social skills, speech and non-verbal communication. There's still a long way to go in South Africa when it comes to the assistance provided to individuals diagnosed with ASD. And today we are joined by Wendy Bowley, who has only diagnosed, or should I say, only diagnosed later on in life with autism, as she helps us raise more awareness for those who are living with this individual, I'm going to say, something that they are tackling. And it's on the spectrum, of course, but we need to find out a bit more. And that's why, Wendy, welcome to our couch. It's lovely to have you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Really good to have you here. We've been lucky enough through our job to come quite close to the community. I want to say that South Africa, yes, might be behind the curve in terms of the assistance, but there is a community here within South Africa, and I'm hoping that we can connect as many people who need to gain access to the information and possibly just a little bit of understanding. But maybe a good place to start is for those that aren't familiar. I mean, we've all heard the term, but maybe few of us fully understand what it means. Autism spectrum disorder. Can you kind of break that down for us, especially the fact that we are talking about a spectrum, so it's not a one-size-kind-of-fits-all way of thinking of this? Maybe you can break it down for us.
Sure. So autism, in a simplified term, is a neurodevelopmental disorder that's present at birth and it's lifelong. It's a social communication disorder in a nutshell.
When I think about autism, I think a lot of people, you hear that the diagnoses are usually with young individuals, but you were diagnosed quite late in your life, and I believe also your son was diagnosed with autism. How did you navigate the type of news, especially being somebody who is not a kid, not someone that can be ushered through developmentally? How was that?
So my son was diagnosed first, and when he was diagnosed, I had no idea what autism was. And I had to go do some research. And I remember when he was little, and a lot of the things that he did, I could recognize and resonate with. And I'd say, oh, I also do that, and I also do that. And it was only a few years later that I got diagnosed myself, which came as quite a surprise.
How does it then, when did that penny drop, and how does it exhibit within you? What are those feelings and those things that those light bulb moments that you shared with your son, how did that manifest in you?
I think I suffered from a lot of anxiety when I was younger. I definitely felt like I was different. I didn't understand socially why I struggled so much. I just would have a panic attack when I'd go into a restaurant or meet friends. Yeah, so it was a lot of anxiety that I recognized in him.
You know, when I look at the fact that you're on this couch right now on a national TV show, can I just say that I want to just admire your courage. The fact that you can
really out of my comfort zone.
I know, but I'm hoping that two gentlemen in pink shirts can actually make you feel comfortable. That's
the full spectrum of pink as well. We thought we had aimed for that.
So when it comes to I mean, obviously your son was diagnosed, and you know, you were diagnosed as well. So the connection between the genetics of this particular thing, that plays quite a big role. I mean, for anybody who is autistic and, of course, has some kids, maybe something to look at as well, the DNA?
It's massive, really massive. There's a lot of research still going on. There are environmental factors, but the genetics are a huge link.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would seem to me, the fact that you have lived your entire life without it being diagnosed, that it's not something that's immediately identifiable. So how does that process of that diagnosis actually happen?
So there's isometric testing that's done through questions and observations, but the testing can either be questions, or they will also come and observe you in your environment. And the brain is very logical, so you can see by how the processing of questions will give you the indication that there's autism present.
There is one burning question in my mind right now. How are you doing this right now? What are your coping mechanisms, or how have you learned to very clearly function normally in a situation that is not normal?
So a lot of the girls are very good at masking. Just because of the communication is a lot more intricate amongst girls, so you develop more skills where boys are more rough and tumble and just playing with balls. So the girls get very good at masking it. So on the outside, I can look like I'm calm, but internally right now, I'm not.
Sorry, and that's, when it comes to this couch, that's the human condition. Yeah. So I think we all, to some degree, sit on that spectrum, undoubtedly. To echo what Carl said, you are very brave for doing this, and I think there are a lot of people out there who are at the coalface right now dealing with the realities of autism, whether it's with themselves or their children. So thank you so much for being brave enough to do this. We're going to continue our discussion. We are broaching autism today, so maybe if you have some personal experience, perspective to share, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page. We'll try and get into some of those comments.
Oh, well, now let's shine the spotlight on those brave pharmacists who do incredible work in their communities. Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, they applaud and appreciate all the pharmacies for recognizing self-care as a human right. Now, this pharmacy that we're about to see here, remember these incredible brave heroes in their lives. They're fantastic people.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at this week's Pharmacy of the Week. It's Henry Made Pharmacy in Brakpan. Here it is.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
I've worked in small chain pharmacies for the last 29, 30 years. In Brakpan, yes, it's a community. A lot of people know a lot of people. We all know each other. I've been having customers which I've been dealing with since I was first qualified. As a health professional, I like to be able to do what I can to help the people. At the end of the day, one does not want to risk ourselves. I don't want to risk my staff unnecessarily. So we have a sign outside that if people do think they may be COVID positive or in contact, so that they can rather try to be safe and rather stay outside, and then we will come out to them, we will assist them, they can go wait in their car, and then we will actually process the claim. That way we're not endangering other staff members or other customers. We try to do that as much as possible. Being brave is our families who we're leaving at home, and they have to be brave for us because, I mean, we're always in contact with the people.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
And we are going to keep highlighting these amazing individuals. We thank all of those fighting on the front line. We appreciate you.
We do.
Simple as CBD should be.
Welcome back. You are still live with Expresso, flying through the final hour of the show and continuing with a vital conversation. It is a Health Tuesday, and this morning we have had the absolute pleasure of welcoming Wendy Bowley, who is giving us her first-hand experience of living life with autism. Both her and her son share that diagnosis, and we've also brought in some of the specialists that we often lean on this show to share their expertise on overcoming some of the challenges faced by people diagnosed, as well as those supporting them. So welcome to our favorite resident kineticists, Lauren Barth and Amelia Adonis. I love the fact that you guys use the physical self to delve into it, and I think that becomes a key to unlocking, especially with children. And Wendy, once again, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Such an interesting discussion.
Absolutely. Kineticists, we have a question for you guys. It starts off, because I mean, obviously you're in the physical space, which is quite important though, but you know, in terms of just before we set up the physical side, Wendy, misconceptions. I think that's important to start off with, because I think a lot of people believe that the non-verbal is across the spectrum. A lot of people believe that there is...
They picture Rain Man.
Yeah,
that's when you say autistic, I think of, you know,
it's Western culture kind of brings us that. So what have been the misconceptions that you've seen when it comes to autism?
So one of the misconceptions is that it only impacts men or males, and that it doesn't affect girls. The reason for that is it represents itself differently in the girls, and that's why they weren't recognizing it. One of the other misconceptions is that vaccines caused autism. That theory has been debunked, but unfortunately that has not gone away. One of the other misconceptions is that people with autism don't feel. And that's the complete opposite. Their feelings are massively intense.
Almost overwhelming.
Overwhelming. And that's why the children are often quiet, reserved, withdrawn, because it's too overwhelming with what they're trying to deal with. Also that people on the spectrum don't want friends. It's a social communication disorder, so obviously we do struggle, but we are just like everyone else. We want love and connection.
Being a parent is difficult through all of those developmental stages anyway. You're constantly nervous, wondering, and especially when weighed up against the progression of other children. So what are those signs that you identified that, okay, this is something we need to get checked out? Did it come from you? Did it come in a school environment? What were the symptoms that led off the... So what is your son's name?
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Yeah, so he was extremely hyperactive when he was little, and they said to me that boys are hyperactive. So my first child was a daughter, so I had no sort of term of reference, and my goodness, was he hyperactive. And yeah, and also he didn't make eye contact. If I spoke to him or called him, he didn't always look at me. But these are all learned behaviours. I mean, that's all very different today.
And are there any sort of illnesses that individuals with autism are more susceptible to?
So it's not like an autoimmune. There are things that they're more susceptible to. What will come with the autism is often there'll be impaired hearing. Obviously, the speech can be an issue. There's also epilepsy that can go with the autism as well.
Because you obviously get to deal with this on a different side. Your experience with working with, maybe Lauren, I can start with you, with children in that space. How do you approach helping a child using their body to be able to connect with and express themselves? And where do you even begin when helping a child who's been diagnosed with autism?
Well, I think the most important thing is to also remember that every child diagnosed with autism is different. So you need to see what works for them, what are their strengths and weaknesses. Are they going to respond more to visual instructions? So sometimes if you have visual cards to say this is what we're going to be doing in our activity, that sometimes works better. Or a child is going to understand verbal instructions. So it just depends on the child. But it's also good to realize what their sensory needs are. So if a child needs more vestibular stimulation, or they respond more to deep touch, so then that kind of determines what types of activities we're going to do to work for that child.
It's like cracking the code, almost, trying to figure out that code to be able to work with the patients.
That's why it's so important to have the parents involved, the teachers involved, so that you know the full picture of the child. Because every child is different, just like every neurotypical child is different.
True.
So you need to make your program specific to them. And that's what we do as kineticists, make a specific program for each child.
So when you are cracking that code, it also speaks to motivation. So Amelia, from your side, how do you keep somebody interested and motivated into something that's quite important like physical exercise?
Make it fun. Definitely make it fun, make it enjoyable, so they can obviously see, but I actually like this, I want to go back. And also make it to the child, like Lauren said, and like Wendy also said, each child is different. So I can't let, if Lauren is my client today, be like, okay, so today we're going to do Batman. She does not like Batman, it irritates her, so why would I go to Batman? So I obviously go to what she likes, what she enjoys, and obviously apply it to each and every child, because like we said, each child is different.
First of all, as I've been teaching my 4-year-old since he was able to talk, it's bottom on. Okay.
Bottom on.
Okay.
I said it wrong. I'm sorry. Sorry,
and that's so that every teacher he has is thinking exactly what we're thinking right now about him. This is amazing to me. I love the fact that we treat every child as an individual, that there's not just one big, brushstroke. And I'm loving the fact that this is something that is being spoken about on the scale at the moment. So thank you so much for sharing your perspectives. We're going to continue our discussion. We're going to let you guys race off and go and take us through a physical representation so you can scoot along there. And Wendy, I'm going to ask you to stick around because we're going to continue our discussion. We are chatting about autism and having a mind-blowing discussion at that. So please keep those comments and questions coming on the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page if you want to weigh in.
Sticking with the theme, of course, studies show that exercise for more than 20 minutes can help decrease stereotypical behaviors, hyperactivity and aggression in children who have autism. Now, exercise also helps children better engage in the environment, promote weight loss and leads to better overall health by improving coordination, strength and endurance. And Lauren and Amelia is taking us through this workout today. You said there's a program for every child. What child would need this basic program?
So I think each and every child needs this because, like you said, every child is different. Especially with autistic children, they obviously have a regress in their developmental milestones. So some might reach it early or on time, and then obviously regress as they go along. And they might obviously have problems with their balance, they might have problems with their proprioception, gait problems, postural control. So that is why we are here today, and that is why we are here as kinderkineticists to show South Africa what we can do to help children with autism as well.
So Lauren, I believe you're going to start with the first one. It's all about fun as well. So I'm looking forward to the fun that we're about to have.
So the first one is focused on balance. So we have the 3 cones in front of us, and to ensure that the child actually stays on their one leg, you're going to lift up your one leg so you can move closer to your cones, a little bit in the middle like I am. You can maybe move your cones closer, Amelia. And then you'll lift up your one leg, and then just going from left to right, you're going to knock over the cone, staying on your leg, practicing that balance, and the next one in the middle, and turning to the side, the next one, kicking it over.
Well done.
So that's great for the child to keep their other leg up instead of kick and put down. Kick and put down, so that strengthens that one leg. You can also add color rings over each cone and then do like a color sequence. But the next one we're going to be doing is you're going to put the cones out and we can put the colors out.
There we go. So Mzansi, follow along with us. This is a little program that they've put together if your child does suffer from autism. It's all about colors, making sure that it's about balance and coordination as well.
Okay, so then now Amelia's going to show us the next one. She's going to put her feet together, and I'm going to say green. So she needs to put her hands on the floor, walk out using a core strength postural control. So she's going to do that now. Put your hands on the floor, walk out, 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 tap the top of the cone, and walk back. So that's a really great strength activity. So you can maybe do the blue one. So if you move back, put your hands down on the floor. Amelia, you can also join. And tap the cone and walk back. And if that's too difficult, Amelia can show us a regression of that. So that's going on the knees. So she'll go down on her knees. It's just a bit easier, not as much leg strength. So she'll go out to the yellow, walk out, 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 tap the cone, and come back. Yeah, so that's a really great core strength postural control activity.
Ladies, how often would you incorporate these exercises in a week?
Most of our sessions are once a week, so that is about 45 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on how much the child can take, how much sensory stimulation they are used to. With younger children, we usually do 30-minute sessions once a week, or up to 45 minutes. You don't want to overstimulate them.
It's all about listening to them and also understanding their needs. Okay, so what's next?
Okay, so next up, we are going to do the going over and over. So you're going to go on our bottoms.
Go, so we're picking up the colours.
And only use the cone. Lauren, you're going to go with us. Okay, so we're going to put the cone in front of us. We're going to sit down. Okay, so now we're going to take our legs from the one side and then go all around the world to the other side.
I like that, around the world.
Around the world we go. So this helps with core strength as well as balance. All the way around. And then just to make it interesting, you can go over and over.
So that would be a regression. So that would be a lot easier
to do.
Yes.
Over and over. Over and over. And all around the world again.
One more time.
Here we go. Can you feel it?
Yes, I'm definitely feeling it in the core. Of course, controlling my breath as well as we do each of these exercises is also very important.
Very important to control the breath. Okay, and then the last exercise.
Yeah, so another area that children with autism usually struggle with is bilateral coordination. So that's using your limbs in opposition or together, and it's also imitating movements. So it's a lot going on to coordinate your whole body. So we are just going to set up a little grid here quickly that we'll do opposite each other. So you would do this with a child.
Looks like the Olympics.
It does. All the colors.
So if you stand in the middle, Amelia, and I'll do it here next to you. So Amelia will give us some directions as to where to jump or put our legs.
Okay, so firstly, put your right leg on the blue.
Right leg on the blue. I'm having to think like, what is my right leg? What is my left leg?
That's the whole point. Okay, you can go back to your positions. We can go left leg on the yellow.
Guys, I'm really having to think about this. This is actually difficult.
Exactly, and children with autism usually also struggle with imitating, so that might also be one of the problems, so that's why we are working on it as well. Okay, left leg, right leg on the red.
There we go. That was easy for me. I got to do that one.
Okay, so now we're going to try and jump forward with our body. So we're just going to go forward.
Forward?
Okay, jump to the left. Okay, okay, back to the middle. Okay, we're gonna lift our right leg to the yellow.
To your yellow?
Oh, to my yellow.
Yes.
I don't listen. That's the point.
Okay. But something you could also do if you have two children together to also help the social aspect is to do something like we are opposite each other. So then you can do a movement and I have to copy you. So without saying anything. So if you do a movement with using the rings, or if I do there, then you have to copy. And back. Yes,
like
so mirroring each other. Yes, so that would be a nice social interaction.
And of course, the best part after workout is refueling your body and getting something to drink. So I got something for you ladies to say thank you for taking me to that. Even though I did not listen at all to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Imitating.
Thank you so much.
Let us know about that. Lauren and Amelia, kinderkineticists, taking us through a workout for kids with autism. Enjoy.
Yes. Thank you.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's tissue oil-enriched body care range for 48-hour rich moisture. Ingram's, your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is indeed a Health Tuesday, and this morning we have had the absolute pleasure of welcoming Wendy Bowley, Lauren Barth and Amelia Adonis to chat about, in a broader sense, autism, but also to raise awareness and expand our own knowledge on the autism spectrum disorder. And we are now understanding that no child is the same. And I love the fact that we approach each child as an individual that can be empowered through this process. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
All right, so Wendy, a little earlier we discussed sort of the parameters of autism, but I think let's just start off with, as a parent, you know, just if you have a child who's autistic, you know, are there any things that you should be considering when it comes to interacting and when it comes to connecting with your kid?
I think when they're younger, the best way to connect with your kids is through play.
Yes.
So if you think that your child is autistic, the best thing to do is to go to a psychologist and they will do an assessment where they will determine whether your child has autism. It's quite a lengthy process. It's not something that happens quickly. They take quite a bit of time before they confirm it.
All right. When, Lauren, maybe you want to jump on this one. When is the right time for a parent to bring their child to an OT or physiotherapist, or to look at the physical elements of it? When do you think is the optimal time for you guys to do what you do?
I think for any therapist, it would be early intervention. So as soon as you get that diagnosis, or as soon as you have any concerns, like Wendy said, to go to a psychologist, it's a long process. So by the time you actually figure out that the child is diagnosed with any sort of disability or disorder, so as soon as possible, to get the right accommodations in place, to have the right environment, to let them get the best chance to either catch up or make their own adaptations to how they interact with the environment. So early intervention is key, definitely.
And then when it comes to what parents can expect, I know that it's quite scary sending your child, especially if your child has autism, anywhere. You want to know what the interactions are going to be like. So Amelia, maybe you can jump in here. What can a parent expect from that first session and the follow-ups if they are going to embark on a physical journey of autism?
Okay, so the kinderkinesis is the moment they get to us. We obviously allow the parent to sit in for the first session or the second session, just so that the child can feel comfortable as well. But obviously you want to let your child also become independent when they do go to other places. So what happens is they come in and we'll obviously have the type of toys that they like. So we obviously try and see, okay, so you like this ball, you like that. We'll put that out, and then obviously we'll speak to the parent, hear what the parent's concerns is and why the parent is there, why the child was referred to us. Then maybe do an assessment, and then we obviously take it from there. And then obviously the follow-ups will be like a few sessions, 3 to 6 weeks. And then we test them again with the scientific test batches that we have. And then we go from there, obviously creating a program for the child, what the child needs at the time.
Wendy, as a parent who's gone through this, and yes, with a very special, obviously personal understanding of the condition, what has made all the difference? If there is a parent right now listening, what advice do you have for them? How should they be approaching their connection and their relationship with their child? What do you think makes the difference?
I think for me, the massive difference was when we actually got the diagnosis, and it's created a lot more peace inside of me. There was greater understanding and more compassion. I think one of the biggest gifts that the parents can give is to believe in the child. You know, we're all developing humans and we have all unknown potential, and we are more than just a diagnosis.
Completely. Autism is not a disability. It is a different ability. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for sharing this information. I know that people can go online, wendybowley.co.za, if you'd like any further information to join that community. I know you might feel like you are very isolated when going through a scenario like this, but the bottom line is there are amazing people ready to help you on that journey, and there's an amazing community that have been through that, ready to share their information. Thank you for empowering us this morning and putting up with our spectrum of pink, pink T-shirts. We really love the fact that you've been brave enough enough to do this, and I'm sure a lot of parents out there especially are going to be inspired by your story. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your courage, my word. We had so many great individuals on our couch today. And do remember, when it comes to this autism journey, as Graham mentioned, it is a different ability, and more importantly, you are not alone.
Absolutely, you are never alone. And here's this, no matter who you are, having a healthy immune system is important. And here's one thing, it can be delicious too.
Yes, bring the family. 100%. Your cousin's coming over. Get the crush and I'll get the ice.
The whole family.
More Crush Milk, 100% refreshing, 100% goodness.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, in that in-between time, when the cold weather begins to move out, but still has you feeling under the weather, not so 100%, it's definitely the time to give your immune system a little boost. Oh, yes. Now, with 100% goodness from Crush, you can get 100% fruity, tasty goodness in a glass, and it's the perfect pairing to our spring vegetable broth with chicken, so you can get back to regular programming and feel 100% better. Got your full attention yet? Hopefully, yes. And you are helping us do that.
I am indeed. I'm lock and loaded.
All of the stuff you've got laid out on the counter this morning.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've got some beautiful ingredients, and the best thing about this broth is all the nutrients stay in the pot.
What do you mean by that?
So all your different colors of all your different foods are offering you different macro and micronutrients for your immune system to work, right?
Yeah.
And usually what happens if you steam your food, for example, although a very healthy option, some of the nutrients can seep out.
You lose the nutrients in the steaming.
Now, that's why they say chicken soup for the soul, right? Because when we have a pot, everything stays in there. So
I love that.
Let's tuck
that.
in.
Okay, so you're going with the oil first there, but I'm going to make sure that you and I are refreshed in the process as well, because, you know, I'm not going to let you do all of that hard work while I stand here just looking.
Exactly. I'm going to add some garlic and some leeks into the pot and get them going. I'm going to saute them. And then I'm going to pop in the carrots and add in the chicken broth. This recipe is so easy because it's really add everything in, saute it and make it yummy. And then at the end, you're good to go.
You're good to go. Do you know what I really do love about this recipe, especially the ingredients that we're making use of now, is that you can pre-pack them, right? So you can prepare them in advance. And if you know, for example, you want to make this, let's say, on a Monday and on a Wednesday and then on a Friday again as well, you can pre-pack all of them and have them all chilling there for the week ahead.
100%. And this broth will keep up to 3 days in the fridge.
Yeah.
So if you make this beautiful broth, you've actually sorted yourself out for lunch or dinner for at least 2-3 days.
I love it. I love to hear it. Well, the vegetables we're using today, they're not only packed with goodness, it's also some of the veggie that are coming into season now. So you're going to be finding them lots at the stores. Serving it with a glass of 100% crushed juice is, of course, the perfect accompaniment to that 100% nutritious meal. You want to make sure that they go nicely together. Now, to keep it vegetarian, what you can do is maybe leave out the chicken and add some chopped chili, for example, for that fiery kick. Who doesn't like that, right? Fiery kick. That's fiery kick.
A nice kick
fiery
in the
kick. And you can even throw it into
exactly.
a dance. You know, I came up with a new dance move on Friday.
I'm into it. You've got to show us.
The whole country, every province you go to, they've been doing it this weekend. They've been tagging me on social media. No, they haven't. But basically, it's just a show of how strong your immune system is.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm going to ask you to do it with me.
Okay. Let me
Are you watching and learning?
Let me get this broth in here.
Check this out now.
So our chicken doesn't burn.
Like that fiery
I'm
kick?
into it. Let's do it. Sure, that's a high kick. You got it going on.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a strong girl. Let's go.
Am I being threatened to try?
Yes, Halloween! In with it. You see, healthy mates in the kitchen doing healthy things. Oh, yes.
Healthy
okay, cool. So what have we got here?
So at the moment, we have all our vegetables and our chicken and our broth in the pot. And that's going to start simmering. And then you're going to add in all your vegetables.
One by
We've
one.
got beautiful beans that we're going to add, which is a nice additional protein kick. So even if you do leave the chicken out, you've still got the beans.
So the substitution is really good there. You can think of all the different types of other substitutes. So if you're substituting your protein, if it's not from chicken, you can find other ways of bringing it in.
Beans,
I like that.
lentils, tofu.
Yes.
You've got options.
There are many.
Exactly. So we've
And
got
don't
some
let
peas.
all the greens intimidate you, I think, because the thing is they all serve a different purpose.
Exactly, and also remembering that once greens are cooked a little bit, they become quite sweet. So we typically think of greens as bitter and not yummy, but actually if you cook them and you treat them right, they're definitely going to be.
I like that all of them have such different textures, so as you chew into them, you get the crunchy ones, you get the soft ones and smooth ones. You really can make it your own and find what works for you. Beautiful.
Exactly, and that extra kick of fiber and nutrients is everything the body needs to keep in balance and keep your immune system going.
I love that. Well, listen, we've made this super easy for you. If you want to get your hands on this recipe, go on our website. It's expressoshow.com. On there, a list of all the different ingredients that we're making use of this morning. There are many, yes, but they really are easily accessible because a lot of them are coming into season now. And you'll see also how to bring it all together. If you did miss any of the steps involved, I'm going to be showing you a bit of a recap. But remember this, you can add some crush to your day. Not only is it 100% fruity and tasty, but it also does come stacked with 100% goodness. And if you missed any of the steps that are involved in this delicious recipe, I mean, made with a kick as well, here is a quick recap for you.
Made with love by Clover.
Expresso Karaoke. We have a very special guest here, Jamie. You know what? We brought this lovely lady in from the waterfront where she busks. We actually took her from she was busking now, and then we took her from there to say, come sing with us, Michaela Klainsmith. She was on a couple of while back, in fact, and Summer Love, the song. How's it been doing?
It's been doing okay. It's been doing it all.
Just
That's
okay.
all right. Just all right.
We love that
Have people
for you.
been throwing the 5 rands into the hats, man?
Of course, just 5 rands.
After calls, 2 rand.
Yeah.
Yes,
2 rand.
I remember that.
Don't forget the 5 rand of last time.
7 rand. Equal
7 rand in total. Yeah.
Ain't no sunshine when you're gone. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Are we ready?
Okay, I don't know. We're not. But the thing is, don't judge us. Join us and record yourself and post it up on the Expresso Facebook page so we don't seem like we are singing badly. Can we go? You ready?
Yeah.
Are we good? We're going to put the hat down for her very quickly so we can get some money. Here we go. There we go. It's feeling it. Just as a quick one. It's not warm when she's away.
Let her sing.
Uh-huh.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away.
Okay.
Hey. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away.
Very good, baby.
Okay. I know, and 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 I know, I know. Hey, I ought to leave me alone, 'cause ain't no sunshine when she's gone. No, ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Feel like crying.
Only darkness yeah. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away, anytime she goes away,
some ad-libs there, man.
anytime she goes away.
There we go. Ad-lib.
Anytime she goes away.
Anytime she goes away.
Wait.
Sorry.
Hold on.
Where's my 5 rand? Where's my 5 rand?
Right
Where is my? Can
there.
somebody? Can you have a 2 rand? You got a 2 rand?
Yep, there we go.
Yes, man. Thank you. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Honestly, whew, that was fantastic. Michaela Klainsmith, of course, new single out, Summer Love. We love that. And yes, bring the money. I hope you enjoyed that. Throw money at your TV if you liked it. It's the Expresso Karaoke. Thank you, Michaela Klainsmith. That was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Woo! All right, I'm rich.
Well, that was beautiful, guys.
What was that run at
Yes,
the end there,
because-
Mr. Wasty Pants?
Hey? I don't know. I know sunshine when you sing. When I sing.
I know,
Yes.
and I know you can sing.
Yeah, she is, she's great.
But you carried that one. We're so
Yeah,
proud of you.
that was one of the
Thank you so much. Really, did I? Still embarrassed.
Come on,
Listen,
man.
we do this again tomorrow morning. We got Zero Waste Awareness Day.
I love that.
I love the concept behind it, and it's something to encourage children to really.
I
step
got
into.
onto that during the hard months of lockdown when we couldn't have like rubbish delivery and everything.
Yes.
I've got compost heaps.
Yeah.
I do all of my various kinds of recycling. There's a way that you can achieve that. So we're going to hopefully do that tomorrow. And then, of course, it's V-Day. It's all about vaccinations tomorrow. I'm going for my 2nd jab. Hopefully
I'm going for
you
my
are
first
doing
one today.
Yes, man.
Yes.
You're on board that train. But never forget how much we love and appreciate you. Thank you for joining us for an amazing show. We'll see you bright and early. I know. We will see you again tomorrow.
Sunny breakfasts, healthy lunch breaks in the great outdoors, and romantic sunset dinners. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.